How's it going, guys? It is Michael. Welcome back to a new video. What we're going to talk about today are the cutting macros. The macros for a successful cut. I'm going to break it down right here on the whiteboard. And this is kind of a follow-up to videos that I made over 2 years ago. And when I go back and look at the view counts on those, one has almost 400,000 views. And that's how to figure out your macros. Just the basic video I made 2 years ago. But today we're focusing on cutting macros. And when I see that view count, it makes me happy because I equate the number of views to the number of people helped. The number of people that I helped to kind of go off on their own and figure out flexible dieting and live a flexible lifestyle. And I've even heard Bart Kwan say in one of Omar's videos that he watched those videos and it helped him figure out his macros. And I didn't even know that he knew who I was. So it's great to see all those people helped. And plus, it's saving people money because I'm not going to charge for that information that will take about 5 minutes to figure out. So let's jump into this one right here. And before we get into it, you have to figure out how many calories you need every single day to lose weight. What amount of calories are going to put you into a deficit, which is the key to weight loss. And I'm not going to cover that in this video because it would be a long video, but I can tell you that there is a video that I made. You could use a calculator online. And even if you use an online coach and you hire them, it's going to be a guessing game because none of these calculators or formulas can figure out the exact amount of calories that is right for you. So that's really going to be the base of this pyramid. And better yet, let's make a little analogy here. So consider we have a big pie graph and there are 3 slices of pie in this graph. And the whole pie graph is going to represent a total amount of calories. So in theory, if we eat this pie every single day with portion slices of protein, carbs, and fat, that whole pie amount will put us into a deficit of calories and we will be on our way to a successful cut, which is what we want. That's why I'm posting this video right now. It's summer. Summer's around the corner. You want to look good at the pool, at the beach, or you just want to walk around shirtless in the summer for some reason. I don't know why. You can do that with this formula. So step 1 is to figure out how many calories you need every single day. And I'm going to make up an example person today, and it's going to be a 200-pound male that needs 2,700 calories to cut. And I'm just going to show you how to figure out these directions for yourself. I'll have step-by-step instructions down below in the description if for some reason I go too fast or I'm not clear enough. But let's take that example person, get those numbers on the board, and we'll get going. Now the first 2 macros that we are going to cover are really, really easy. 2 out of the 3 macros you can figure out within seconds if you have a calculator, or if you're good at math, you might not even need one. So protein, you're going to try to get around 1 gram per pound of body weight. Now remember our example person, he is 200 pounds. So that's a great place to start right there. And keep in mind, with these numbers, if you're really overweight, you can use your lean body mass. But today, we're just going to go with the 200-pound male example. So we need 1 gram per pound of body weight. Protein amount, super easy. 200 grams. We're not even going to need a calculator for that. And fat, instead of using the 1 gram, we're going to use around 0.3 grams. And that's a good starting place as well. If you feel like in your diet you don't like as many carbs, or you don't respond well to carbs, and you would rather have a little bit more fat, so you feel more full throughout the day, you can change this number to 0.4 or 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. But today, 0.3, good place to start. So I'm going to take the total weight, which is 200 pounds, and multiply it by 0.3 grams. And that's going to give us 60 grams of fat. And that's 2 of the 3 macros. That's 2 of the 3 slices of this imaginary pie that I talked about already figured out. And the only hard part, or the most time-consuming part, is figuring out your carbs, which is really easy. I'll cover that right now. So now it's time to figure out how many calories we need from carbs every day, because that is the one slice of this pie that we don't know. Now with macros, there's something called the 449 rule, and that's how many calories per gram. So it's really simple. Protein has 4 calories a gram as well as carbs. Fat is the exception and has 9 calories per gram. So knowing that we know our grams that we need in protein and we know the grams that we need every single day in fat, we can figure out a calorie amount. How much calories are we going to get each day from our fat and our protein? And to figure that out, all we're going to do is take the protein amount, so the body weight, 1 gram per 1 pound of body weight, and for the example was 200 grams. And we're going to multiply it by 4 so we can figure out how many calories we're going to get from those 200 grams of protein. Super easy. Multiply it by 4 and we're going to get 800 calories. So 800 calories in this imaginary pie that I keep referring to are going to be from protein and fat. Our example person needed 60 grams of fat every single day. We're going to multiply that by 9 calories a gram, and we are going to get 540. Hopefully you guys can read that. I don't have the best handwriting, but that kind of gives you guys a better picture of this. And then the next step is to add those two numbers that you got, and we get 1,340. So add your protein amount from calories and your fat amount from calories, and it will give you this number. Now remember, with this example person I made up, I calculated for this example guy that he needs 2,700 calories to cut. And that number is going to be completely different from you. And now all we're going to do is subtract 1,340 from our total number of calories that we need every single day. And we are going to get 1,360. So this number will represent how many calories a day you need from carbs. It's really that easy. Once you do this, not hard at all. Once you get to this number, all you need to do is divide by 4. So the steps before where we were multiplying by 4, now we're just going to do it in reverse. And we have the calorie amount, so to get the reverse, we just divide by 4. So once you divide 1,360 by 4, we're going to get 340 grams. I've got a little cheat sheet. I did all of this math beforehand, but the 340 grams is going to represent the amount of carbs that we need. And it's really that easy to figure out the macros. It's honestly not hard at all. Hopefully you guys could follow along, but we've got 200 grams of protein, 340 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. I've got another thing to say here. I did this for my friend, my workout partner, and he's been following macros for not long at all, I think around a month. And he's already lost 10 pounds. And he's still going to Chipotle, he's still eating Pop-Tarts, but he's of course getting in his fruits and vegetables, but he's in a deficit and his weight is going down. And something to remember is your weight loss is not always going to be a perfectly straight line. You're not always going to lose weight at that rate. It's nice right now, my friend is losing weight pretty quick, but there's going to be a time where he loses weight and it kind of starts to taper off, or the weight might go up a little bit. That's just going to happen, but you have to stay dedicated, and you are going to need to adjust these numbers because weight loss is not linear. You're going to have to eventually maybe lower your carbs once you hit a certain weight, but you can do it. Do your research. That's the main thing I'm trying to say here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, feel free to share it. Pass it on to someone. Show them how easy this really is to do. And maybe you can help them out as well. So I really appreciate you watching. I always appreciate the support. If you found the video helpful, feel free to give it a like and comment with any questions you have, and I will try my best to reply to all of them. So thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you next time.